This is my 1978 Volkswagen Bay Window van. So I purchased this van about a year ago now, and what happened was I was kind of keeping my eye out for a bit of a work van, something that I could use for hauling around parts and to help me with my ongoing property renovation. And I was on eBay, as I spend most of my life, and I came across this van and I thought, wow, a nice original Volkswagen Type 2 van. And I looked at the location, thinking it's probably going to be a million miles away. And where was it? Down the bloody road, literally 1 mile from my house. So I dropped a message, I got in my car, I went round, I looked at it, we secured a deal, and it was mine. And I was absolutely chuffed because it's a very original, largely unrestored panel van from Germany, all the way from Germany. Now, there's one very special thing about this van, which makes it different to most other bay window vans, and I'll show you that now. Hello? Hello? I can't see you. Anyone out there? I can't bloody see a thing out this back window. Well, that is a special feature, because it doesn't bloody have a back window. And that is a very, very rare fact about this van. It does not have a back window. Now, most Type 2 vans that were delivered and that were ordered back in the 70s would have had a back window, and that would have been the only window in the rear they had, as they were a van, and vans don't tend to have windows. But yeah, this one especially was ordered without a back window. Now, there are not many of these left at all. And what I think is cool about it is you have the recess for a back window. So you can see where the back window would be if it had a back window, but there's no window there. And that is original, and I do actually have a copy of the birth certificate from Germany, which confirms on there, yep, there is no back window as an option. So this panel alone is extremely rare. Probably not necessarily valuable, but definitely rare. And the reason it's probably not valuable is because it's probably not that desirable. But why, I hear you ask? Well, this is why. Now, as this van is from Germany, it is left-hand drive, of course. And me being in the United Kingdom, we are right-hand drive. So visibility with no back window is very, very little. Now, we do have this handy little window here, which is pretty pointless because if we turn around, it doesn't even have a rear view mirror. And even if it did have a rear view mirror, looking through this window here, you'll just see darkness, as when the door is shut and the rear hatch is shut, is obviously pitch black in the back. So what you've got to think is when you're trying to merge onto a motorway and you're sat on the left-hand side, you've got this ridiculous little mirror and this ridiculous little mirror. And your blind spot is absolutely huge. Anyway, I got carried away talking about my lack of rear window and the awful visibility on my van, and I've not actually showed you around it yet. So let's have a quick look. It's merino yellow. That is merino yellow. And some of it is original paint. Some of it has been painted and blended. Another cool fact, well, what I think is cool about this van, is it was also ordered without a front badge. So you may think, where's its badge? Well, it never had one and never should have one, as it was ordered without. Now that does make me think, did it have some sort of logo or company name on the front? Is that why they didn't have a badge? I mean, as a lot of the bus has been painted in the past, there's no evidence of sign writing to say what company it was used for. And I do think that's a little bit of a shame, as it would be cool to sort of know the history of this van. The fact it was ordered without the back window could, well, probably does mean that, you know, there was some sort of private goods kept in the back. Could it have been, you know, for a bank or something, you know, super secret, you know, like weapons or, I don't know, drug smuggling? I am joking. I have no idea what the van was used for when it was ordered new in Germany, but yeah, there was definitely a reason behind it being ordered without a back window. So that is the exterior of the van, and let's have a look at the interior. So the interior is largely original. There's not a lot going on. You've got these lovely brown basket weave seats, which are in really, really good condition. No rips, which is unusual. You've got all your rubber mats, which obviously are tatty. And of course your dashboard with a radio that doesn't work as there are no speakers. But yeah, and then this is obviously one of my favourite facts, is you've got your sort of bulkhead at the back and this sort of cab divider with your little window, which means when this van was new and the heating was working efficiently, it would have been quite cosy in this cab area. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the cab. Nice and simple and nice and cosy. And then obviously in the rear, it is what it is. You can see that it's had some metalwork replaced. The previous owner actually did a really good job of restoring a lot of the rusty metalwork on this van, making it super solid, which it is now. But yeah, it's obviously a little bit battered in the back. It's had a life, and to be honest with you, I have used it as a work van for the last 8 months or so. But yeah, plenty of room, whether you wanted to sleep in the back or start your own little building business. It's certainly practical in that way. And finally, let's have a little look at the engine. The engine is the original air-cooled 1600 engine, twin port, and I'll be honest with you, it runs relatively well and it pulls really well. I've had a lot of sort of bay window type 2s in my life and they tend to be really slow, whereas this one is, I wouldn't say fast, but it's a nippy, we'll call it nippy. Right, let's see if it starts. So it's a simple case of ignition on. I usually give it a few pumps on the pedal to start it. Oh my word, we're in gear. Sorry about that. Right, we're out of gear, ignition, and there we go. Fires up a little rev and the alternator light goes out. And that is it, it is running. 71,000 kilometres, which I guess could be original. All right, let's have a look at that little motor. Here it is. Nothing special. With that nice little air-cooled whistle.